Ebon Wings is the 19th and final chapter in Ninja Gaiden 4. This is where everything will be decided in the story. An eventful chapter full of battles awaits you. Spoiler alert, in this chapter you will face 3 difficult and important boss battles. But that will come later, and now let's figure out what we have at the start. I will skip a few simple battles. They are designed to remind you how to play as Yakumo, because in this chapter you return to controlling this character. The first thing you need to do is complete the Purgatory Gate challenge. They are located in the same place as in the previous chapter. Previously, you completed this challenge as Ryu Hayabusa, but now it's another player's turn. There are 3 waves of enemies waiting for you here. Nothing new. Each subsequent wave is more difficult than the previous one. The enemies also become more difficult. If Van Gelf is the most difficult in the first wave, then in the second, you will encounter several different Tsukumo. The third wave will delight you with an encounter with Proto-Goliath. It would probably be superfluous to tell you the tactics for this battle. You've come so far that you'll handle it without any problems. The main thing is to move quickly, parry in time, and deal a lot of damage to your enemies. You will face difficult boss battles ahead, so check your ninja coin reserves. If you don't have many, try not to spend too many resources on this trial. In the next locations, you will need to buy more elixirs and collect a full set of power-up bottles to successfully withstand the final battles. Next up are some familiar places. The room where you have to run along 3 walls, constantly changing the camera angle so you don't fall down. After struggling a lot in this place with Ryu Hayabusa, this time it will be much easier. Next, climb up the narrow tunnel using the flying bird flip. You haven't encountered any enemies here yet because Ryu Hayabusa went through this path in the previous chapter and destroyed almost everyone. You can see traces of the battle that took place here. Once you pass through the double doors, turn right immediately. Here you will see the first chest. Inside is the Life Elixir. There are a few enemies left here. Deal with them, then climb back up the narrow tunnel. Follow the same route that Ryu Hayabusa took earlier. However, the chests are in slightly different locations this time. Once you climb up, find and open the second chest to obtain the Divine Life Elixir. In the next room, don't rush ahead. As soon as you enter, look to your right. You will see containers that you can jump on. The next chest is here, although it wasn't here before. Don't miss this place and take the new Strife God's Orb trinket from the chest. After that, jump down to the floor and walk to the end of the containers. You will see a pile of boxes here. Gourdy is hiding among them. This is the last character. Catch him to complete the general quest to catch all the Gourdys in the game. After completing 2 lines of tasks by pressing the buttons in the correct order, you will receive an achievement for completing the mission. Now you can proceed to the next room, where you will find the DarkNest terminal. Here you can receive a reward for 1 completed quest, as well as accept 4 new additional quests. You will not complete them in this chapter, but only in NG+. Also, replenish your supply of elixirs here, as a boss battle awaits you behind the door. Next, you will pass through the room where Ryu Hayabusa defeated Totios in the previous chapter. Then, after a very long corridor, you will finally meet Ryu Hayabusa, who is waiting for you. This is where your test will take place. Ryu Hayabusa wants to fight you to make sure that you are worthy of the gift that Shiori gave you. Honestly, I consider this duel to be the most difficult in the game. Even the next 2 duels that await you are much easier than this one. Ryu Hayabusa has a lot of attacks and combinations in his arsenal. I won't describe them all. Most of these attacks are well known to you because you used them yourself when playing as this character. Let's move on to some tips that will help you win. My most important advice is to learn to keep your distance. Ryu Hayabusa is at his best in close combat. Unfortunately, you can't always stay far away from him and attack Kage Hiroko. That would be too easy. During the fight, you need to constantly close and break the distance. The key to success is understanding when to do this. You can parry some of Ryu Hayabusa's attacks, and a perfect parry works very effectively. After which you can stun your opponent for a while and damage him. You have to work very carefully. Don't get carried away with attacking. Your fight should be built on defense. Once you get the chance and land a few hits, immediately break the distance and retreat as far as possible. If you don't do this, Ryu Hayabusa will interrupt your attack and counterattack. This will cause you a lot of damage, and you will quickly lose in this mode. You need to alternate between short attacks and retreating to a long distance. When you see that Ryu Hayabusa is starting a series of attacks, immediately try to create distance between you. In this case, Ryu Hayabusa will finish the attack by throwing shuriken at you, but they are easy to dodge, can be deflected, and do not cause much damage. Your strongest weapon in this fight is the crow stance. Attacks in this mode can interrupt the start of any attack by your opponent. Also, these attacks cannot be blocked, and you are guaranteed to damage your opponent. But here too, you need to attack with the understanding that after a few hits, you will still need to retreat to a long distance. If you can't get away in time, keep dodging and try to get as far away from Ryu Hayabusa as possible. In the second stage, your opponent will try to use ninpo against you. They're not as effective as in battles against monsters. You can easily dodge these attacks. If you fight actively, at some point you will accumulate a berserk meter and be able to use your ultimate ability, which will deal a lot of damage to your opponent and bring you closer to victory. After winning, you will see an interesting cutscene. Since Ryu Hayabusa is a positive character, you will not destroy him.
Yakumo.
Your battle will end with your victory, and Ryu Hayabusa will decide that you are worthy of the gift that Sayori has prepared for you. And this is indeed true, because not everyone can defeat this opponent. So Ryu Hayabusa will give you a gift from Sayori, and by combining it with your weapon, you will receive the Dark Dragon Sword. This is a powerful weapon that you will need to defeat the Dark Dragon. You won't have much time to get used to this weapon, but the good news is that it replicates Ryu Hayabusa's ultimate skill, so you should know how it works. Take your new weapon, and let's move on to see how effective it is. In the next room, you will face a group of enemies. It's time to test your new weapon. Nothing has changed, and you will quickly get used to this sword. Your opponents will quickly fall after your skillful actions and active damage. After the battle, you will climb a long yellow ladder to the upper platform. There is a hidden chest here that is easy to miss. There are 3 containers on the left. You need to jump on them, and then you will see the platform where the chest is located. Inside, you will find Incense of Rebirth. Next, I'll show you another place where there is a chest. You need to run along the wall on the right to get to the platform with the chest. Here you will receive the Divine Life Elixir. The chest is not guarded by enemies. Now you can return to your previous location and jump forward to fly with the air current using the Dragonfly glider. After overcoming several obstacles, use the Caddis wire at the end of the flight to reach the platform where the last DarkNest terminal is located. Here you need to replenish all your supplies to the maximum because you have 2 final battles ahead of you. Go forward. You will see a wall on the right that you can run along to reach the platform ahead. Here you will find a narrow tunnel that leads upward. Behind this tunnel, you will find the last chest containing Phantasmal Herb. Now, all that remains is to reach the Dark Dragon and defeat it. Next, you will face a long climb up a narrow tunnel. And when I say it will be a long climb, I really mean a very long climb. Obscenely long. At one point, I even thought the game had glitched, because the climb was so long. At the end of the climb, the camera zooms out and you can see from a distance just how long the climb is. Eventually, you jump onto a platform where the Dark Dragon will later appear. Although the boss's appearance could have been skipped in this video, as it is already too long, I want to leave this scene in, and so that those of you who do watch it will either remember this moment in the game or understand what to expect. This is the culmination of the entire game. It would be unfair to skip the battle with the main enemy and his appearance. Notice how huge the dragon is. It doesn't fit on the screen, flies around, and terrifies everyone. But Yakumo is not afraid of him, and you don't need to be afraid either. You will definitely be the winner in this battle. In fact, the battle with this boss disappointed me a little. I don't know why. Maybe I was expecting a very difficult fight, but instead I got another beautiful duel that I didn't even have to repeat. After all, I won on the first try. Indeed, the fight with Ryu Hayabusa is several times more difficult. Next, I'll tell you about the key moments of this fight. You are on a large platform. The Dark Dragon will fly around and sometimes lower its head onto the platform to attack you. At this moment, you need to dodge and carry out your attacks. Not only the first phase of the fight, but the entire fight in general will proceed in this manner. The only important thing you need to remember is that you cannot stand still during this fight. You must always keep moving. If the Dark Dragon is far away, just keep dodging or running around the arena. It is much better to attack in the air than to stand still. If you remain motionless, the dragon will launch a long-range attack at you, and the only question will be whether you can dodge it in time. Therefore, it is better to keep moving so that the dragon does not know where to attack. Usually, when the dragon is outside the arena, it attacks the arena itself with targeted strikes. You can see blue circles under your feet. When such an attack begins, avoid the area where blue circles appear. They do not have clear contours and resemble lightning bolts, but the area of impact is still clearly visible. You will have time to run out of the attack zone or jump to the side. Sometimes the Dark Dragon also directs a blue laser beam at the area and moves it in a certain direction. At this moment, you need to be near the dragon's head and move so that the beam does not hit you. When you see an animation of the enemy targeting you, a red square with an exclamation mark will appear near you. This means that the boss is about to attack you where you are. Get ready to dodge the attack, and you won't take any damage. When the boss is close to the edge of the platform, or when its head is directly on the platform, you can attack it. This is how the entire first phase will go. First, you dodge and run around the platform, and then you attack the dragon. The second phase of the battle will take place after a short cutscene, where the Dark Dragon will break the platform you are standing on, and Yakumo will fly to another location, where your duel will continue. In general, the scheme of the second phase of the duel is similar to the first, with one exception. Your new platform will be several times smaller in size. On the side, you will see other platforms that you can jump to if necessary, but I didn't use this option. I was able to move around quite well within one platform, even though it was smaller in size. This tactic will help you defeat the dragon, but the events of this chapter and the game do not end there. Another battle awaits you ahead. The motes of energy converge to form the last remnant of the Dark Dragon, its phantom form. And interestingly, the phantom form of the Dark Dragon is very similar to Yakumo. It's almost a copy of him, only more evil. Your new opponent is a mirror image of Yakumo, with the same skills and attacks as your character. This boss even uses Takemina Kata as a weapon. Don't worry if you don't defeat your new opponent on the first try. Yakumo will be reborn in a small room where you can replenish your elixir supplies and re-enter the battle with the Phantom with renewed strength. You won't have to repeat the previous battle with the Dark Dragon. That's in the past now. Although, in reality, after the battle with Ryu Hayabusa, you won't be intimidated by similar opponents, and there's a good chance you'll win on your first try. It is worth noting that in hard difficulty mode, this battle will be really challenging for you. You won't feel this at lower difficulty levels. The point is that your opponent has a very powerful attack that can completely destroy your health in just a few hits. On the other hand, your weapon does not cause such enormous damage. Therefore, you will have to dance well around this boss to defeat him. The tactics are roughly the same as against Ryu Hayabusa. You attack for a while, and then try to move away to a long distance, so as not to fall under enemy attack. A very effective technique at this stage is the Izuna drop. To be honest, I don't really like using it. Maybe I just don't understand the full effectiveness of this skill. And it's not easy to perform, but if you know how to do it well, don't hold back. On the other hand, there will be nothing new in this fight. You need to dodge, parry, and attack. Don't save your elixirs. This is the last fight of the game, so you can use everything you have to increase your damage and make the fight easier. That's it for this video and my review of the entire game. Let me know in the comments if you liked the game or not. I'm also interested to know if you finished it or plan to play it again in NG Plus mode and on a higher difficulty level. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I also recommend checking out my reviews of all the other chapters of this game, where I describe every detail in depth. Don't forget to write what game you're looking forward to next, what you want to play, Maybe I'll join in, and together, we'll make the content on this channel more interesting.